Hey everyone, this is a quick rundown of the Midjourney updates from June, and we have a lot to cover. Midjourney announced their first secret hardware project, and it's probably not what you were expecting. It's called the Midjourney Scanner, and it's a full-body ultrasound machine. Stay with me for a minute. Midjourney is not pivoting. Image generation is the bread and butter of Midjourney, and that's not going anywhere anytime soon. The hardware team that's been working on the scanner is part of a new division called Midjourney Medical. It's about 9 people, and they're completely separate from the team working on image models. Here's how the scanner works. You step onto a platform that lowers you into a pool of water. A ring of sensors surrounds you, sending and receiving ultrasonic sound waves from every angle. That data generates a high-resolution 3D map of your insides, and the goal is for the whole thing to take about 60 seconds. No radiation, no powerful magnetic field, just water and sound. The scanner is made up of 40 chips using Butterfly Network's ultrasound-on-chip technology, each containing thousands of tiny individual sensors. And according to Midjourney, the scanner should be about 10 times cheaper and 60 times faster than MRI. Right now, it's a prototype and no AI is being used to create the images, it's all hardware. The first use case will be body composition mapping as a wellness tool, not diagnostics. They are working with the FDA, however, as they develop the technology further, but diagnostic applications require a lot more clinical validation, and that takes time. The scanner isn't meant to replace MRI. From everything that I've seen, it sounds more like another tool in the toolbox, one that could be really great for accessible, low-cost preventative screenings. There are some open questions around things like actual consumer cost and what happens with the data. These are all things that the team is taking very seriously. I highly recommend reading their latest blog post, which helps give a lot more context and insight into their development process. As for how the scanner reaches people, the first rollout will be through the Midjourney Spa, another thing that, like me, you probably weren't expecting. They've signed a lease on a 25,000 square foot, 4-floor space near Union Square in San Francisco. At launch, it will have 10 scanners alongside things like hot tubs, cold plunges, and saunas. Their goal is to open by the end of 2027, and longer term, they want to have 50,000 scanners globally, capable of producing 1 billion scans per month by 2031, which is incredibly ambitious. I personally hope we see some non-spa access options in the future because I think spas traditionally don't feel accessible to everyone, but maybe the Midjourney Spa will be different. And I just want to remind everyone that Midjourney doesn't have any investors. They are a community-funded lab that has been successful enough with their image models that they're able to put resources into ambitious projects like this one. The scanner is one of 4 hardware projects they've had in the works. They've said that 2 of the other hardware projects should be announced this year and are things that you'll be able to buy and hold in your hands, and that's all we know. They also have some secret software projects in the works, and more broadly, the team has said that most of their secret projects are creativity focused. The scanner just happened to be ready for announcement first. You can go to midjourney.com/medical to learn more and view their blog posts. Okay, back to our regular Midjourney news. Draft mode in V8.1 now gives you 24 images at once, so we finally have bigger batches. If you're not familiar with draft mode, it was first introduced with V7, and it's a lower resolution, lower cost mode that's great for quick exploration. To activate it, click the lightning bolt on the right-hand side of the prompt bar. Each draft mode job is half the cost of a standard SD job in 8.1, even though you're getting 24 images. So it's an incredibly cheap way to quickly assess what a prompt can generate before you commit to a higher quality run. When you get a result that you like and want higher resolution, just click Very Subtle on that image. This will run a subtle variation job using whatever resolution mode you have selected as your default in your settings. So if you have HD as your default, it will run those very jobs in HD. Draft mode works in both relax and fast mode, so I think it's a pretty great approach to add to your workflow, especially if you're trying to conserve your monthly fast hours. Another exciting update about draft mode is that when you run a prompt with SREF random, each of the 24 images generated will use a different random SREF code. So you get 24 completely different styles to browse at once. SREF random has been around for quite some time now, and it used to be the primary way that I would discover new and interesting SREF codes. You can include SREF random in your regular prompts too, so not just draft mode, and it just tells Midjourney to replace the word random with a random number from 0 up to about 4.2 billion. But when you use it in draft mode, it does that for each of the 24 images, so I think it makes it a really fun way to explore Midjourney's SREF universe. I shared a few more approaches for how I'm using the new draft mode SREF random combo over on my Patreon. Next, there's a new dash preview parameter that you can add to your 8.1 prompts. This will run your prompts using an early version of the upcoming V8.2 release. The feedback that I've seen so far is that people, including myself, are really liking the results that they're getting, especially with personalization and mood boards. Occasionally, this preview model can produce some unwanted gore and has some coherence issues. The team is working to fix that, so don't rely on this as a stable model. The finalized version of 8.2 is expected to release in the next week or two, and the biggest difference from 8.1 will be improved aesthetics. The bigger prompt adherence and body coherence improvements should be coming with the V9 model, which we'll get to in a second. Body coherence was one of the topics in last month's prompt guide, so if that interests you, you'll want to check that out. But try adding dash preview to your 8.1 prompts and see what you think. You can share your feedback in the Ideas and Features channel on Midjourney's Discord. By the way, I will be on vacation soon, so if Midjourney drops 8.2, the editor, or OREF while I'm gone, I will make a post about it in my Patreon community, so make sure that you're signed up at least on the free tier over there. But a full-on video will have to wait until I get back. Still no editor release yet, but it is a top priority with a large portion of the team working on it. The plan is for incremental releases, so not everything will come out at the same time. The team is hoping to get the OREF-like feature out first, with other features to follow. The editor is expected to have multiple reference capabilities, so you can do things like combine a scene with characters and objects more seamlessly. I do have some tips on how to do this with the current editor that I'll link below. In the meantime, if you're trying to use OREF with V8.1, the web interface does allow you to add an OREF image, but when you run the job, it will run with V7. And that's just because OREF is not available with 8.1 as of filming this. Early V9 training runs have begun. V9 is being framed as a scaled-up continuation of V8, bigger model, bigger data, rather than a dramatic architecture change. No specific timeline on V9, but it should be out sometime this year. The larger datasets that they're trying to integrate into this model seem to be slowing the process down a little. Early Niji 8 training runs are also happening, and Midjourney is still planning to do a V2 video model, but that will come sometime after V9. A few more miscellaneous updates. V8.1 officially became the default model last month. You can still use the V7 model by adding dash V7 to your prompts or by selecting it as your default model in your settings. And I've seen this brought up to the Midjourney team numerous times over the last couple of months. The tile parameter is a known issue in 8.1. It often produces faint borders around the image edges, which breaks the seamless pattern. The team has said that they likely won't be able to fix it with this model. They might try to address it in 8.2, but no guarantees. If you need to create seamless patterns using tile, I recommend using the V7 model for those prompts. Again, you can either add dash V7 to your tile prompts or select it as your default model in your settings. Like I mentioned earlier, I'll be on vacation soon, so if there are any major releases, Patreon is the best place to stay up to date. Any YouTube videos will have to wait until I get back. Also, if you've been curious about my Midjourney beginner course, I recently added it to the $25 tier on Patreon, so if you're looking for a more affordable way to try it, go check that out. I do these wrap-up videos every month, so if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and maybe even joining my Patreon community where you'll find all of my monthly prompt guides, exclusive videos, and other tutorials. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.